الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ربي سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ربي سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ربي سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك سبحانك ربي سبحانك سبحانك ما أعظم شانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ندعوك ونرجو غفرانك ربي.
Kuala Lumpur, the federal capital and most populous in Malaysia, is a hub for cultural activities and events in Malaysia. When we look at this perfect city, we can see different beautiful images. We see nature, trees, lakes and forests in some side, and we see high-rise buildings, hotels, shops and malls in the other side. We can say it's a modern city located inside a big forest. But when we look at it with civil engineer's eyes, it will be absolutely different. The civil engineer will focus to the different type of the constructions, especially the skyscrapers, highways, bridges and the layout of the city. In this documentary, we will discuss and analyze the constructions of KL, and we will focus at the skyscrapers, bridges and the transportations.
Hi, I'm Mahmoud Abuصالح, civil engineer student, doing a practical training here at Kuala Lumpur at JAJAH TARRAB Company. Actually, in this documentary we will talk about different subjects. This documentary will be divided into 3 parts. Firstly, we will talk about the skyscrapers construction and design, and we will take the Petronas Twin Towers as an example. In the second time, we will talk about the bridge construction, and we will see some example from Kuala Lumpur's bridge. Finally, we will talk about the transportation system in this city: metro lines, buses, roads and highway.
The design and construction of skyscrapers involves creating safe, habitable and very tall buildings. The buildings must support their own weight, resist wind and earthquakes and protect occupants from fire.
The problem posed is skyscraper design is considered among the most complex encountered, given the balances required between economics, engineering, and construction management.
So the first thing that we will talk about it is the skyscraper. Actually, most of the buildings here in Kuala Lumpur have a height more than 15 meters. All buildings have a good height in Kuala Lumpur.
This presents a paradox to a civil engineer. The only way to assure a lack of failure is to test for all models of failure in both laboratory and the real world. The only way to know all the models of failure is to learn from the previous experience.
No engineer can be sure that a given structure will resist all loadings that could cause a fire, but at least can only have a large enough margins of safety such as a fire is acceptably unlikely. For more understanding, we did an exploratory trip to the Petronas Twin Towers. Please stay with us and see it in this report. So we are now in the front of the Petronas Towers. We can see their design and the material used in the construction, and we can observe the sky bridge, the support, the structure. We can guess from here that the Petronas Twin Towers are designed in accordance to the Islamic pattern.
Another Islamic influence on the design is that the cross-section of the towers is based on the Rabel Hizab, albeit with the circular section added to meet office space requirement.
The external appearance of the twin towers show that the glass and the steel are the most materials used in the construction.
Because of the height of the building, they use a new concrete 3 times stronger than any concrete in the construction was successfully deployed.
The two twin towers are connecting on a bridge in the 41 and 42nd floor. When we look from the bottom to the twin towers, it looked like that the two towers are based on this bridge.
It's not attached to the main structure, but instead of it, it was designed to slide in and out with the towers to prevent them from the breaking. It also provides some structural support to those towers in these occasions.
So now, and after having a good idea about the design and construction of the twin towers, we can also have a good idea about the design and construction about the skyscraper in general. Firstly, we can say that there are a good relation or a necessary relation between the height of the building and the depth of the foundation. Actually, wherever the height of the building is increasing, the depth of the foundation is also increasing.
Each building's foundation was set from 55 to 150 meters underground. Somebody said that is a deeper basis in the world, but actually it's uncertain. This foundation contained individual supports surrounded by a mixture of sand and cement. Then, The supports were filled with the concrete created especially for this construction.
The second idea is that the material used will be different from the other constructions. Actually, we usually use steel sheets and some special materials where we not use it in simple construction, such as the concrete.
The designers realized that the steel structure tend to be more flexible, whereas the stiffer concrete will be stable for the work.
So after this useful report, we have now a good idea about the skyscraper's constructions and design, and we can pass to a new idea, which is the bridge construction.
Bridges are structures that carry people and vehicles across natural or man-made obstacles. As early roads connected villages and towns, people traveled by foot or with carts and wagons.
Earlier, bridges were made from local materials such as wood, stone, and fiber. Today, most bridges have a concrete, steel, or wood framework with an asphalt or concrete roadway.
There are many types of bridges, such as arch bridges, girder bridges, cantilever bridges, cable-stayed bridges, suspension bridges, truss bridges, and movable bridges.
Most bridges are held up to at least two supports set in the ground, called abutment. Some bridges have an additional support, along with the middle of the bridges, called piers.
A bridge needs to be strong enough to support its own weight, plus the load of passengers and vehicle on it against the pull of gravity. So the bridge works against the pull of gravity.
If we have a flexible object between our thumb and index finger, for example this piece, then we'll press our fingers together and one side of the object will bend inwards and shorten, while the other side bend outwards and lengthen. This shorter side has been compressed, while the other side under tension. Bridges components experience this tension and compression stresses.
The engineer will select the materials of construction and bridge design based on the strength of materials.
Bridge material like stone, wood, steel, and concrete all have different strengths. Although there are many types of bridges, work by balancing compression and tensions.
After having enough idea about the bridge construction, it's the time to talk about the transportation system of Kuala Lumpur, which is a corporation of complex system of infrastructure.
has an unrivaled transportation system in Malaysia, including an integrated rail network, and to a further extent, one of the longest automated driverless metro system in the world, the Kelana Jaya line.
Two parts divide the transportation of KL. The intra-city transportation include the metro or rapid transit, monorail, buses, and airport expresses. The intercity transportation contains the intercity rail or KTM, Singapore high-speed rail and road.
From this map we can see around 6 metro lines, which is, we can see our KTM, which is going from Klang to the Batu Cave. We can see the 2 lines LRT. The first one is Kelana Jaya line and the second one is the unplanned line. Kelana Jaya is going from Kelana Jaya and it stops at Terminal Putera. Which is the most active and important street in Kuala Lumpur. Come with us.
The road network system in Kuala Lumpur is similar to the road system network in major Chinese cities. It has a ring road. Roads in KL are usually 3 lines on both directions, and certain road is one-way street, like Bukit Bintang Street.
One of the problems which we face in Kuala Lumpur is the traffic jam. So most of the people trying to use the highway, or sometimes we call it, the expressway. It serves as an alternative during peak periods, at which time some parts of Kuala Lumpur Ring Road, the Ring Road become highly congested. Kuala Lumpur is the home for the world's first smart tunnel, stormwater management and road tunnel, which is unique solution to Kuala Lumpur long-term traffic problem and flood water.
Rapid KL has adopted the hub and spoke system to provide greater connectivity and cutting down the need of more buses. The hub and street system is a system of connection arranged like chariot wheel, in which all traffic moves along spokes connect to the hub at the center.
Kuala Lumpur bus service is rather compared other cities around the world before the bus network revamp. Rapid KL has redrawn the inter-bus network of Kuala Lumpur to increase the ridership and improve Kuala Lumpur public transportation system.
We are now in Bintang Street, or the Arab Street as everybody called it. Actually the street, as we see, is just one-way street, and it's popular destination for the tourists. Okay, we will take a tour for this beautiful street. Please just stay with us. So after this report and analysis, we can obtain a perfect idea about the transportation system of Kuala Lumpur and learn many important concepts about the urban planning, such as the hub and spoke concept. At the end of our documentary, we can say that Kuala Lumpur is the city where the civil engineer can find all the domain of his study in front of his eyes. He can see multiple types of bridge, buildings, highway, roads, anything. It's actually Kuala Lumpur is a good city, beautiful city, and maybe a perfect city, but we show it to you from another angle.